Yo, 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 chat. Welcome in. It is the 17th of February, exactly 5:23. I hope you're all doing mighty, mighty fine. If anybody's died since yesterday, please tell us in chat, because whether you're in heaven or in hell, you will definitely nonetheless still have access to yugopnik's Twitch chat. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. How we doing? How are we doing? I am getting my wisdom teeth taken out tomorrow, and I cannot wait. This one wisdom tooth, like that I have here, has been causing problems with my ear. It's very strange. It caused like a slight itch up in the ear. It's not an infection. It's touching on a particular nerve. So tomorrow I'm going to lay back. They're going to inject me with some shit. They're not going to make me actually fall asleep, of course. I'm not an American, too. And probably two nurses and one doctor are going to hold me down and rip shit out of my mouth. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's happening at around 10 a.m. tomorrow. And I'm unironically, when you have a particular ailment that is so annoying, that has been annoying you for so long, that no matter how much it hurts, chat, you like immediately power through the pain because you tell yourself, oh my God, it's going to save me from this particular annoying thing from happening time and time and time and time again. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's number one. Number two, this like quarter zip is back. This quarter zip had disappeared on me. I thought it disappeared at my fiance's grandma's house. I borderline called her grandma, I don't know, sick in the head because she couldn't find it. I was like, she probably like mistook it for one of her clothes because it does look very grandma coded. Let's not lie to ourselves. And I was like, she must have put it in her wardrobe or something. Please make her check again that it's not there. Turns out when I went to visit my mother back in my hometown, turns out it was in my hometown. So I called my partner's grandmother mentally ill for no reason. It was 100% my fault. I had forgotten this piece of clothing at the wrong place. So, yeah. Sure you don't want to sleep through it? Maybe I'm a bitch. I mean, yeah, I don't. I definitely would not be able to stream afterwards because I would be high as fuck. And with wisdom teeth, it's not that much the pain of them taking it out because they're going to like inject anesthetics directly into the meat. It's more about the pain that comes throughout the next week because basically you have a massive gaping hole in your jaw, right? And I will most likely have two massive gaping holes in my jaw. Third massive gaping hole in this area. But yes, pain in the days after is kind of uncomfortable. Yeah. Some people told me that it's the worst pain that they've ever felt. And keep in mind, women told me this. When a guy tells me, oh, this is the worst pain I've ever felt, I'm like, my dude, never given birth to a child and also never had a period. How about you chill? But when women tell me that something hurts, then Holy Mother of God, that shit's probably goddamn awful. So yeah, that's gonna be a bitch. There's gonna be a bitch tomorrow. I just hope it's I hope it's not so bad that I can't stream. But we will see. We will see. Anyways, welcome in. Let's start out with something that God has granted us on a platter, okay? When I woketh up this morning, it wasn't that good of a day. And then I opened my YouTube, and then I saw Hillary Clinton interview 2 hours ago on the BBC talking about her husband, who is deeply linked with the Epstein files. Oh, wait, no? No, but the Republicans? This is the only time when I'm going to actually be like, hey, why are we shifting the attention to the Republicans? We always should be shifting it to them, especially because they're currently, quote unquote, in power. They're the current status quo. They're the current establishment. But hearing Hillary, the pedophile's wife lady, accuse anyone should be an incredible experience. That's number one. And number two, I just love hearing Hillary speak. It's magical. She's my favorite fail son. She has failed so hard that she has become male. Depends on how skilled your dentist is and how bad the teeth are. Mine was shaped like were hooks, but were removed by an underemployed surgeon who happened to be available. Almost no pain, just a couple of days. Well, that's lovely. I think I have a decent, highly autistic dentist. He comes in and he's like, yes, 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 yes. And I start talking or whatever. He's like, yes, yes, open mouth, open mouth, open mouth. And then he pulls something out. I mean, I talked to you about like getting my plaque removed. He finished and he immediately stood up and immediately left the room. I was like, okay, very interesting. And not like in a rude way, but in like I am hyperfixated on something right now. I must go do something right now. So yeah, he looks good. He looks good. I hope he doesn't commit rip on me. I hope he does not commit rip. Anyways, we have a new thing on stream. This is my producer's idea to get obviously manufactured together with me. At the end of every week, the top 3 Oilers will get free spins, meaning the number 1 Oiler of the week when the week ends on Sunday will get 50 free gift subs to spin for on Gamba. Don't ever tell me I don't give you anything, motherfuckers, okay? Number 2 gets 20 free spins on Gamba at the end of the week. And number 3 gets 5 free spins. That is 75 free spins for the community from me, 1 for you by the top 3 Oilers of the week. So, fight to get on top of the hierarchy for the benefits of being on top of the hierarchy in a socialist show such as this is from each according to their ability to each according to their need. The top 3 Oilers will have had great ability. And me as the platform, as the system of this chat, will then give the wider community from their hands to those who need it most. Truly the most ethical stream in the world. Now, the least ethical human being, almost, Hillary Clinton. I forgot she existed. Let's remind ourselves, shall we? But did you understand the rules, guys? So top 3 Oilers, top 3 taxpayers, top 3 subscribers of the week get up to 75 free gifts to spin on. Completely free. If they win, if the number 1 guy wins, I pay 50 gift subs. Now that is praxis.
The former U.S. president...
So yes, I'm saying you're welcome. You're very welcome. And also oil.
Presidential candidate Hillary Clinton says she believes Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and anyone with any information about the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein should testify before Congress. In a BBC interview, Mrs. Clinton also said she and her husband, Bill Clinton, want their forthcoming testimony about Epstein to be public. The couple had previously refused to testify to the Epstein inquiry and were threatened with contempt proceedings. Former President Bill Clinton appears several times in the Epstein files that were released by the U.S. Justice Department last month.
Just got in. What are these rules? I mean, your top 3 now. You will see. Cuphead will give it to you. Top 3 Oilers of the week get additional rewards.
Mr. Clinton knew Epstein but has denied having any knowledge he was a sex offender and says he cut off contact with him 2 decades ago. Bill Clinton will appear in Congress for a deposition on the 27th of February and Hillary Clinton is set to appear the day before. Our Europe correspondent...
Thank you to the OG Migmag Moog for the sub. Thank you for the prime, my friend. Thank you very much.
Jessica Parker sat
20 fucking months
down with Mrs. Clinton.
Hillary Clinton, thank you for talking to BBC News. I want to start off...
Oh my God, she really is on her babushka arc. Holy shit.
Talking about...
She didn't channel so much Anglo energy, like Anglo and a little bit of Swedish or some shit. I could see her babushkaing it up.
The case of Jeffrey Epstein. Mm-hmm. You say you never met Jeffrey Epstein. Clearly your husband did know him. The former president says he knew him before his crimes came to light. But there are also associations with Ghislaine Maxwell, including in 2013 when she was a guest at a Clinton Global Initiative event, years after allegations had emerged against her. What I want to know is, do you regret the links that there have been between Epstein, Maxwell?
If she wasn't like a genocidal imperialist, I would almost feel bad. Like, you planned on being the president of the country. And now you are responding to pedophilia allegations without having the White House to protect you from having to respond to these allegations. Even though there are legacy Democrats, like both of the Clintons, but especially Hillary in a weird way, even though she never actually won an election, and anything that is related to the Clintons will immediately cast a shadow over the Democratic Party as a whole, even though they're not necessarily politically active currently. It's kind of a situation where Hillary is at the same time gaining the smallest amount of potential benefits from her political association and the greatest amount of potential fallback due to this particular involvement. But the Democrats are low-key, like slightly playing this smart. I don't know how they convince her and Bill to like testify publicly, because they are being associated with the Democratic Party de facto. By testifying, the Democratic Party is kind of saying, like, all of our guys that might have been involved with the whole Epstein shit, like, here, they will speak publicly. The Republicans refuse to do it. And we are better than you and shit. Get what I'm saying? Basically, by throwing the Clintons under the bus, the Democratic Party can paint itself as a party that properly is responding to cleansing its own ranks, even though these guys are low-key not even in the ranks anymore. Of course, they have some level of power and influence left over, don't get me wrong, but it's not like, it's not like they're forcing, people with current government positions to do it. So they're washing their hands of Epstein, saying, hey, we're a party that actually acts on these Epstein file releases. Well, the Republicans are not. That's how the Clintons are being utilized.
And the Clinton family?
Well, let me start by saying that a law was passed in Congress to require that all the files that have anything to do with them be released. And what we're seeing, I think it's fair to say, is a continuing cover-up by the Trump administration. In fact, when the Attorney General testified last week, it was quite a scene because she refused to answer questions. She diverted attention away from the matters at hand.
The Dems are too entrenched. The fact they are and dropping the Clintons like dead weight shows that it's a lot more than just the Clintons involved. That's also a factor, but they kind of are dropping the Clintons.
She refused to.
They kind of are like going to let them testify, which even if they had no involvement, which I seriously doubt, if you put them in front of any court, it's going to fucking scalp them. Like there's no winning. Like reporting and testifying when it comes to the Epstein case, like being involved in any sort of way. I mean, we saw what happened with Bondi. Is immediately like incredibly bad PR. Whoever is the person that they put in front of this is always gonna eat ass. Right? And right now, I guess it's the Clintons' turn to eat ass. Bill should know a lot about that. McGinn, my baby boy! Very nice to see you, McGinn. How you doing? Thank you very much for the first taxes of the day. Thank you very, very much. We have a competitor for the top 7. Indeed, we do. Thank you, McGinn.
Look at the survivors. So there's something about this administration's attitude toward this, which I think really leads us to conclude they have something to hide. We don't. We have been willing to say whatever we know. We've even done it under oath. But they want us to testify, not everyone else who's mentioned many, many times, hundreds of thousands of times in these files. So we've said, fine, let us do it in public. And we will appear in public and we'll answer all your questions.
And we'll get to that in just a moment. But just to be clear, do you regret the links that there have been?
You know, we have no links. We have a very clear record that we've been willing to talk about, which my husband has said. He took some rides on the airplane for his charitable work. I don't recall ever meeting him.
Did you ever meet Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did on a few occasions, and thousands of people go to the Clinton Global Initiative. So it to me is not something that is really at the heart of what this matter is about. They are accused, and in both cases were convicted of horrific crimes against girls and women. That should be the focus. And we are more than happy to say what we know, which is very limited. And
yes, and everyone involved should pay. The girls were harmed. That should be the focus. Yes. What is my girl boss alluding to here?
Really unrelated to their behavior or their crimes. And we want to do it in public because let's make this transparent. The survivors deserve that. The public deserves that. But, you know, the Republican member...
Everything I just said. These guys were reached out by the Democratic Party and they were told, hey, I need you guys to go out and fucking testify publicly so we can use you as an argument to say, hey, Republicans, what do you have to hide? The greatest legacy, currently alive legacy Democrats after the Obamas, the Clintons, they don't have anything to hide. They came out and testified. We literally ripped them out of their crack cocaine fucking induced graveyards and we put them in front of Congress. Why don't you do the same? Do the same. Do the same. It's kind of a decent strategy, to be honest. It's kind of a decent strategy because to a normie, it's like, okay, these are the Trump guys that are involved, and these are the Republican guys that are involved, and these are the Dem guys that are involved. Oh, look, the Dems are actually testifying. Oh my God, they like take themselves, they keep themselves accountable. Oh wow. Oh, the other ones, they are not being accountable. Ooh, wiggle fingy. Like normies do care about this shit. They believe in the Constitution and other pieces of paper. Other pieces of toilet paper.
Congress, who is running this hearing or this investigation, is trying to protect the president. So let's get to what's really at stake here.
Just on this hearing, and obviously I'm sure Donald Trump and his administration would reject your characterization of what's going on, and he's denied any wrongdoing.
How can they reject it? They can't answer questions, and the Attorney General was clearly unwilling.
There you go, man. I'm right. Like I swear to God, I did not pre-watch. There you go. They're concentrating. They aren't answering questions. We are answering questions, etc., etc., etc. That's it. It's
to answer questions.
They're politicizing it to sound like a normie on my end.
Works for him. So let's be very clear here. According to what we now know, Mr. Trump, President Trump, is mentioned, some say, 1 million times in the files. People in his cabinet are mentioned. Do you think that figure's correct? That's what it says, on the internet over and over again. Well, so let's find out what the truth is.
Okay, even me, like 1 million times. Come on, sister, what the fuck?
That's why we want it to be transparent and in public.
On that, your upcoming appearance before the Oversight Committee, where are we with that? You want to appear in public versus closed-door deposition. Is it going ahead and how? What is the format going to be?
We will show up, but we think it would be better to have it in public because what we want is for everybody to get to the facts about this. We have nothing to hide.
Man, I love being incredibly correct. I'm sorry, I'm taking this to a very egoistical conclusion, but Jesus Christ. Before playing the interview, I said what the strategy here is, and it's unveiling in front of me. Like we did, my streams should just last 10 minutes. I should go through 10 articles and 10 videos, explain everything that is going to happen in a minute, and save you 4 hours and just log off. And you just oil me, and that's it. That's the stream. I can see the future. The patterns are there, sir. Call me the prophet.
We have called for the full release of these files repeatedly. We think sunlight is the best disinfectant. Get the files out. They are slow-walking it. They are redacting the names of men who are in it. They are stonewalling legitimate requests from members of Congress. That has nothing to do with us. Something is going on. They know it. I know it. If they're going to have me testify, I would prefer to do it in public because I want everybody to see it at the same time. If I have to do it behind closed doors, they're not going to like what I have to say, because I have very strong opinions about what it is they're hiding and who they are protecting.
I just want to ask you, there are calls for another individual who denies wrongdoing to go before...
It's a great play. It's a great play. It's a great play. It's a very good play. It's a very good play. People associate parties to individuals. The Republican Party is Trump. The Democratic Party is Gavin Newsom, is the Obamas, and is the Clintons. Pretty much no one else is like, Democratic legacy. If the Clintons come out and say, we have nothing to hide, what do you have to hide? This plays incredibly well for normies. This plays like so well for normies. So fucking well for normies. I just have no idea how they're going to get Bill on that fucking stand. Like, I don't think Bill can talk anymore. I think Bill's literally fucking dead. They're keeping my guy on, like, constant drip, dude.
Congress.
That presidential... I wonder whether you get to keep those, like, presidential amphetamines after you become an alum, a presidential alum. That's what they call them. You know that? Presidential alum. Wonder whether they have presidential alum gatherings. Oh, yeah, those are called the deep state, bro.
On this matter, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly Prince Andrew, do you think he should testify?
I think everybody should testify. Look,
including the former prince?
I think everybody should testify who is asked to testify. I just want it to be fair. I want everybody treated the same way. That's not true for my husband and me, because other witnesses were asked to testify. They gave written statements under oath. We offered that. They want to pull us. Why do they want to pull us into this? To divert attention from President Trump. This is not complicated. This is so obvious, and they keep trying to divert. Look at this shiny object. We're going to have the Clintons, even Hillary Clinton.
Completely correct. I can't believe I'm saying, but yes, unironically. The Republicans are using the Clintons as a shiny object on, look at the other pedophiles. That doesn't mean that they are not potentially pedophiles and that they were not involved with people they very well knew were fucking not only sex offenders, but child traffickers. They did. At least Bill 100% did. There's no fucking discussion about that. That's not the point. Now we are looking at how this situation is being politicked, okay? And that is how it is being politicked by the Republican Party. She is 100% correct. Don't look at us. Look at the Democrats. Look at the Clintons. Look at the Clintons. What is the best move the Democrats can do right now? Call up the Clintons and tell the Clintons, go and testify. Go and fucking testify. Go and fucking testify. It's a great play. It's a very good play. It's not fair. What about them? Said every criminal ever. 100%. 100%. That's why you remove yourself from that conversation by literally letting you guys, your guys that did the fucked up shit, go and clean themselves up, whitewash themselves in front of the voting body. Yeah, the GOP is jangling the Clintons around like a bunch of shiny keys. Oh, look at these pedo Clintons. Oh, doesn't it make a nice sound? Exactly. So when the pedo Clintons go and testify, even if the testimony ends up revealing more about their quote-unquote problematic behavior, it would still be good because they went and testified. Why did the Republicans not go and testify? This is actually interesting, political drama. It does nothing. It's like you're watching a death match between two pedophiles. You really care if one dies. You kind of low-key hope that in the death match both, end up on the ground. But is it nonetheless interesting to watch and analyze the politicking of pedophilia in 21st century America? That's probably going to be a whole chapter in the history books. Yes, it is. So strap in and let's watch it.
Who never met the guy. We're going to have her there. Let's focus on what's really happening here. You have an attorney general and a Justice Department attempting to hide information that should be made public.
I just want to ask you, though, because as many people have said, being in the Epstein files does not mean that you've done anything wrong. But speaking for yourself and for your family, what was your reaction when you saw some of the material that has been released? I'm thinking, for example, of images of your husband apparently in a hot tub in a swimming pool on Epstein's plane. What was your reaction to that, and Do you know the context surrounding some of those images?
Absolutely. And it wasn't a hot tub on a plane. It was one of the stops they made to look at philanthropic and charitable work that my husband has done, saving literally millions of lives around the world.
What is a few children fuck to compare to millions of lives saved? Indeed, indeed. Come on, she overdid it. You overdid it. Come on. I was like actually proud of my girl. I was like proud of my enemy. I was like, damn, this is clean. Half of the interview, clean, believable. If I'm a normie, I am like this lady, whatever she is cooking, I am eating. I am fucking eating. I'm norming the fuck out right now. I am blue magaing the fuck out right now. And then she has to go and overdo it. She wasn't meeting with a child smuggler to enjoy one of his child smuggling parties. He was doing philanthropic shit, saving millions of lives. Come on, man, you were doing so well. You were doing so well. Sorry, the OG yugopnik marketing guy sometimes comes out. She was doing so well. You know, it's worth a little child grape, you know, just a little bit. Jesus Christ. I'm just kidnapping a few children here and there. I'm sorry that I'm laughing. I shouldn't be laughing at this. It's not a laughing matter, but come on. Come on, to respond like this. Come on. Not even from the perspective. If I was like her PR guy, I would just go like, ah. If I was behind the camera, I would go, ah. Oh no, why the fuck is she? Oh fuck. Ah shit.
And apparently in a hot tub in a swimming pool on Epstein's plane. What was your reaction to that? And do you know the context surrounding some of those images?
Absolutely. And it wasn't a hot tub on a plane. It was one of the stops they made to look at philanthropic and charitable work that my husband has done, saving literally millions of lives around the world. It turned out that was done long before there was any public awareness and certainly any conviction of any crime by Jeffrey Epstein. So it was a short period of time that was in pursuit of charitable philanthropic work. A lot of people were traveling at the same time.
Current or ex-president, one of the most famous people on planet Earth, does not allow random people to swim in the same fucking swimming pool as him, and even less for random people to take photos of him that he is very aware of. You only do that when you're a person of that caliber, that high up the hierarchy of, well, the fucking planet, with people you consider very, very close. Hey, chat. Probably some of you in chat are famous. I know that I attract very famous people. I'm kidding. But those of you who are normies, that are normal, none of you are normies, but that lead normal lives. When you're swimming around in a pool with randoms you don't know, is it chill for them to snap a bunch of photos of you? Is it chill for them to come while wearing a bikini or also swimwear and talk to you and hang out with you even though you don't know the motherfucker? And then have their partner take photos of you with them? What? No, of course not, right? Now imagine you're one of the most famous people on planet Earth. Would you allow that as well? No, you would not, unless you were very close with them and you were just hanging out with bros, okay? You were hanging out with your bros and your sisters, your fellow child traffickers. That's why those photos are very, quote-unquote, problematic. Because arguably nothing more intimate than a closed pool. And that pool was definitely closed. So, I'm sorry. If I am chilling in a closed pool with someone, I fucking know what they do for a living. I am sorry. Letting them photograph me, those are my bros. Ask her about the painting of Clinton in a blue dress, don't even get me started. Ask her about Donald Trump giving Gluck 7000 to Bill Clinton. So yeah, these allegations aren't going away.
Many staff members, guests, others.
This is not the type of experience you have. Well, also the way she's pitching it, like they're on a road trip. Yeah, the jet setters of the world are just on a road trip taking pit stops at local quaint hotels to enjoy the pool. You think a motherfucker like Clinton that can literally just pay for a guy to fly him to the Bahamas just so he can swim for 20 minutes and then take a plane back, enjoys the pool experience at hotels? What in the broke boy mind? No, he enjoys the pool experience in her private pools with close friends after or before potential spicy time in the bedroom or while doing very serious business dealings. Yes. So this smells from every perspective. Trying to be like, oh, they just hung out in a pool while road tripping across America, saving millions of lives. Holy Mother of God, give me a different pitch, Hillary. Is very bad.
Supporters of the foundation.
Or maybe Bill really is weird and he just like loves hanging out with random civilians in pools. Okay, Mr. President. Didn't know you had that game, bro. Thank you. I don't think so for the gifty. Thank you very much. Be like, I don't think so. Paint this chat purple. Let's make those numbers go up. Those are rookie numbers. And let's see who wins in the hierarchy of this great battle. Pay your taxes. Developing world chatters, you know what to do. You always know what to do. Embarrass first world chatters that are not paying their taxes. Exclamation point tax. Thank you.
If Bill and I had a penny for every person we've taken pictures with, we would be extremely rich today.
Yeah, it's different taking photos with civilians out on the street while also being surrounded by your security and literally hanging out butt naked almost in a pool with close friends.
Let's move on to what we're seeing. You've just come from the Munich Security Conference, and a lot of people are talking about the idea of a new world order. I'm interested in your thoughts in terms of
Oh, fuck yeah. Foreign policy. Now we're going to get our OG Clint here.
transatlantic relations between Europe and the United States. Do you think they have permanently shifted, that there is no going back to the way things were before?
Well, I think time will tell whether we are going to support the rule of law, support the strong alliances that were forged through and after World War II, create an area of peace and security in the transatlantic or not. And as I said in Munich, I think that comes down to whether or not the people in America turn out, Donald Trump and Republicans, who are more concerned about Putin than they are about democracy, and whether Europe stands against efforts to undermine the ties amongst European nations in favor of the rule of law, in favor of peace and security, and against Putin. So I'm hoping that the answers are the right answers. I'm hoping that...
To translate to normal people language, I hope the Europeans remember that Putin bad and not Americans bad, because Trump not Americans, we has election. Maybe next election American people say, we do not has Trump, we has based anti-Putin guy. And then Europeans will remember that they has friend in America and has enemy in Russia. That's basically it. Rule of law means please remember that we're the guys who you should buy guns from, not guys you should have guns aimed at. It's the other guys, the Eastern guys, that are the true problem. Yeah, somehow America shooting itself in both feet and distancing itself from Europe by unironically proposing the seizure of European Union territory, threatening war on European Union countries, is somehow like Russia's fault. Okay. Putin was like, yo, bro, Trump, please, like, invade Europe. But Trump was like, let's go, bro. It's crazy that people still allow her to go to shit. She's such a bad messenger. It's amazing. Please let them keep doing it, bro.
People in Europe and people in the...
American NATO libs. Yo, Europe, please, bro, trust me, bro. I'm not going to throw you under the bus, bro. I know I throw you under the bus every 3 to 4 years, but I really hope you're just like, you have no principles and you're an entire continent of submissive bootlickers. Okay, please trust me, bro. It's not going to happen again, bro. Oh yeah, I'm definitely electing them again, and they're still going to do it. And we will all eventually systemically pivot further right and throw you to the wolves, because we now understand that there's less money to be given around than there was before from the mutual imperialism that we've been doing. That's a lot of breath right there. But yes, please trust us, Europeans. I know we keep proving to you that you shouldn't trust us, but we genuinely believe you're fucking idiots. So you're just going to keep doing that.
The United States will stand up for universal values that have actually protected our peace and security now for more than 80 years.
When you look at the United States, would you still say it is a country that can be seen as the leader of the free world?
Well, it appears that Donald Trump wants to be the leader, but not necessarily of a free world. He is very enamored of Vladimir Putin, who is a dictator.
He's also criticised him at times.
Donald Trump has never.
So like it's chill if America is empire, but while pretending to be a democracy. If it stops pretending to be a democracy, then it becomes problematic. The fact that it's empire is not problematic, though.
Criticize Putin. You can go
His
back.
handling of
No,
Ukraine.
you can go back and look, because many of us have done it, looking for one moment. You know, he said, "Come on, he needs to solve this. He needs to." And what do we now hear? That he and Putin want to profit off the death and misery of the Ukrainian people. So, is that a leader? Well, I suppose if you count it in terms of military power, we are still the leader, but are we the leader in values? Are we the leader in bringing people together? Are we the
I love when they talk about times that never existed. And I'm not just, maybe they existed in the minds of certain Americans. They never existed in the minds of normal, non-lobotomized everyone else. What do you mean, Hugo, everyone else? I mean, actually, literally everyone else, painted like a SpongeBob meme, okay?
leader in trying to create hope and
All
opportunity?
these metaphysical values, always, man, always.
I think that's an open question.
But Donald Trump's pressure has led, for example, to Europe spending more on defence, including here in Germany, which is something Americans have wanted for a long time. So would you actually count that as a success?
Well, there was a lot of pressure on the Europeans from previous presidents, and including in Trump's first term. And I think the real credit for that goes to Vladimir Putin. I think Vladimir Putin's aggressive behavior starting.
Love how we are painting America literally extracting rent out of NATO countries by forcing them to buy more firearms from them or manufacture more firearms that in the long term will use resources that benefit American GDP going nice and oop. We're pitching that as like a good thing that the United States have done for the European Union. Unironically, just increased the America tax on them. Told them like the price for a racket over the planet is now increasing by 5%, and we'll just call it like military spending and just like Russia bad and shit. So please give money now, and all of them gave it, and now the Europeans are trying to cope as if that was a good thing. As if, hey, the Americans slapped us back into reality. Ooh, there goes gravity. Mom's spaghetti, knees weak, arms are heavy. Putin in my belly. He's gonna eat my corn. Oh no. More guns now. Mom's spaghetti, Eminem. Ah, my jelly.
With Georgia, Crimea, and then the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, has woken up the Europeans, unlike anything anybody else could ever tell them. Obviously, Trump has, pushed that. But it's the Europeans who finally have realized that Vladimir Putin is attempting to undermine European security, and left to his own devices, I believe, along with many other security experts, will threaten the independence of the Baltic states, Poland, and elsewhere. So this is not just rhetorical push from the American president. This is the cold reality that here in the 21st century, we are dealing with a dictator who wants to dominate and control not just Ukraine, but Europe.
My final question is on artificial intelligence.
But when we do it, it's chill though. Low key, high key, please.
You believe that this should be regulated more firmly. How can that be done when you're looking at a kind of patchwork potentially of regulation across the globe?
Euros are also psychotically anti-Russia to the point where they think Putin is messing in internal U.S. affairs to make Trump look bad. My Czech family think Putin is behind ICE and the immigrants to make Trump look bad and the American economy weak. Oh yeah, this is a classic obfuscating. Come on. This doesn't even deserve an analysis. But yes, it's good that you brought it up. You take a particular actor who is perceived by the majority of the population as, bad, and then you explain bad things happening domestically through that bad actor. It's all Russia's fault. It is liberal reactionary. It's the liberal reactionary alternative to the right-wing reactionary pitch. It's all immigrants, right? You're just blaming it on the big bad from the other side, and then, explaining away systemic inadequacies that are organic and natural to the system you find yourself in through the other.
I think if we don't regulate it, we will wake up as we are now with social media and regret it deeply. I think social media has had a very negative effect on our children. We have evidence of that. Evidence, sadly, that comes mostly from the tech companies, because they follow very closely how to keep our kids addicted to social media. I applaud Macron in France. I applaud Sanchez in Spain, Australia, and others who have woken up to the danger social media poses. It also undermines democracy because it undermines trust, it undermines unity, it undermines common effort. And I think it will be on steroids with artificial intelligence.
How can artificial intelligence, if that's what you think should happen, how can that be done on a global scale?
Because look at what...
do you need like a UN-type body to do that?
Well, it has to start with individual nations, as they are now with social media. But remember, the European Union is... And I think it will be on steroids with artificial intelligence.
How can artificial intelligence, if that's what you think should happen, how can that be done on a global scale?
Because look at what...
do you need like a UN-type body to do that?
Well, it has to start with individual nations, as they are now with social media. But remember, the European Union is the only serious regulator of technology in the world right now.
And you disagree with some people's view that that's very onerous, the regulation that they've...
When we first put in...
Have you heard about the People's Republic of China? Have you heard of the fucking Great Wall, but not the physical one, but the digital one? Have you heard about being prosecuted if you're not a doctor and you talk about doctor shit? Have you heard about terms of service on social media that do not allow the spread of consumerism by literally banning people who flex too much online? Have you heard of a country that has done so much research on the impact the internet has on everyday life that it has created an actual unironic guideline for its both state-run and private enterprises that operate on the internet? But the European Union is doing it because GDPR, because it wants me to show my fucking ID card before I go on Discord, so that if I say that Israel sucks massive fucking hog dick, it can ban me and it can send me a fucking cease and assist letter. Motherfucker. Please, dude. Please.
Started talking about putting seatbelts into cars because we had so many deaths from car accidents. The car makers complained, drivers complained, everybody complained. Who wants to have these straps over our body? We should be.
Oh yeah. When China does it, it's impeding on free speech. When the European Union does it, it's a necessary regulation to limit the influence of foreign authoritarian governments on our young, proud children. Yes. TM Threm, thank you for the 2 months. Be like TM Threm and subscribe. $6 a month, free through Prime. Pay your taxes. We only have one taxpayer of the day. Let's make those numbers go up and potentially even gamba on this fine day. It's a nice little Tuesday. Why the fuck not? Tuesdays are nice for subscriptions. Why? Because they're better than Mondays.
Free in our cars. And the regulators said, we're going to save lives. Now, I don't think Elon Musk should determine the future of either our children or civilization. Of course he doesn't like it. But the Digital Services Act that the European Union passed is the only comprehensive effort to try to rein it in. Now we're looking at artificial intelligence, where even some of the creators of this new phenomenon have no idea what it's going to do to us. They know it's going to cost jobs. They know that it's going to kind of mess with people's heads through delusion and hallucination and all the rest that we already see happening. But they don't know whether it's actually going to control our institutions. Can it take over our air traffic control system? Can it take over our electric grid? Can it do further damage to our democracy and our ability to really govern ourselves? We don't know the answers to that. And people who were at the birth of artificial intelligence, like Geoffrey Hinton and others who were among the original creators, are all saying, wait a minute, slow down. This is not just a big technological change. This is an existential change in how human beings are going to be treated and treat each other and what's going to happen to us.
Man, such basic fucking analysis of a massive bubble of overhyped technology. I love it when it's a massive bubble of overhyped technology and your analysis is that it's actually like not hyped up enough. It's going to it's going to change the universe. That like immediate like lobotomy signal going. Oh my God. She's got money invested in AI, yeah? She's pretending to be anti-AI while giving like the best fucking pitch to invest in it. Look at me. I'm almost president, lady. I am scared of this. That means it's going to be very important. Please make number go up.